Hello, and welcome to Celiac.com news. Subscribe to our channel to get the latest celiac disease and gluten-free diet news, and if you have any questions, be sure to join the Celiac.com forum online at Celiac.com. And now, let's move on to the latest Celiac.com news. Is Costco Rotisserie chicken gluten-free? A must-read for celiac and gluten-sensitive shoppers. Costco's famous rotisserie chicken is a staple for many households, affordable, convenient, and delicious. But for those with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity, one big question looms: is it safe to eat? In this video, we'll break down whether Costco's rotisserie chicken is gluten-free, examine the risk of cross-contamination, and share some helpful tips for gluten-free shoppers. So, let's start with the short answer. Is Costco's rotisserie chicken gluten-free? According to Costco's official allergen information, their classic rotisserie chicken does not contain gluten ingredients. The main ingredients include chicken, water, salt, and seasoning blends that typically feature sugar, spices, and natural flavors. Costco has confirmed that their standard rotisserie chicken seasoning does not contain wheat, barley, or rye. That said, cross-contamination remains a possibility. The chicken is not labeled as certified gluten-free, meaning there is no third-party verification to ensure the absence of gluten, which is something individuals with celiac disease or severe sensitivity should be cautious about. For people with celiac disease or non-celiac gluten sensitivity, even tiny amounts of gluten can cause symptoms like digestive distress, fatigue, and long-term damage to the intestines. This makes understanding potential exposure points essential. First, there's the issue of shared cooking equipment. Costco's rotisserie chickens are often prepared in the same ovens and handled with the same tools used for other products, such as stuffed chicken or seasoned meats that may contain gluten. Even though staff follow cleaning protocols, residual gluten could linger. Second, consider the seasonings and marinades. While the standard recipe is gluten-free, formulations can change over time or vary by region. Some Costco locations might use slightly different ingredients, so always check labels or ask staff for the latest allergen info. Finally, there's the handling and packaging. The plastic containers used to package the chickens may come into contact with other gluten-containing items in the deli area, presenting a risk for those who are highly sensitive. Now, what does Costco officially say about gluten in their rotisserie chicken? Their corporate allergen statements indicate that the plain rotisserie chicken is gluten-free by ingredient standards. That means no wheat-based ingredients are used in the seasoning, and no gluten-containing additives like soy sauce or malt vinegar are listed. However, since the chicken is not certified gluten-free, there's no guarantee of zero cross-contact. If you're unsure, it's a good idea to contact Costco's customer service or speak directly with the deli manager at your local store to get the most accurate and up-to-date information. So, how can gluten-free consumers safely enjoy Costco's rotisserie chicken? If you have celiac disease or a high level of sensitivity, take a few extra steps to protect yourself. First, check the label if it's available. Some Costco locations provide detailed ingredient lists right on the packaging. Look specifically for any mention of wheat, barley, rye, malt, or modified food starch, unless it's clearly identified as corn-based. Next, ask store staff questions like, does this rotisserie chicken contain any gluten ingredients? Or, is it prepared in a shared fryer or oven with gluten-containing foods? Staff may not always have all the answers, but many are willing to help or direct you to someone who can. And finally, if cross-contamination is a concern, consider alternatives. You could buy a plain raw chicken and roast it at home using gluten-free seasonings. Or look for pre-packaged, certified gluten-free rotisserie chicken options at other grocery stores. What have other gluten-free shoppers experienced with Costco's rotisserie chicken? The feedback is mixed. Many people who follow a gluten-free diet report eating it without issues, especially those who tolerate trace levels of gluten. Others, however, have experienced symptoms, possibly due to hidden gluten in region-specific seasoning blends or during handling and packaging. The bottom line is that individual tolerance varies, and if you're highly sensitive, it's best to proceed with caution. So, should you eat Costco's rotisserie chicken? It's likely safe for those with mild gluten sensitivity or individuals who don't react to trace amounts of cross-contamination. But you should use caution if you have celiac disease, especially if you've reacted to Costco chicken in the past. If you absolutely need certified gluten-free foods or have experienced symptoms from deli-prepared meats before, it may be better to avoid it altogether. If you'd prefer to steer clear of the risk, there are excellent gluten-free alternatives. Whole Foods offers a certified gluten-free rotisserie chicken at some locations. Stores like Sprouts and Trader Joe's also carry gluten-free roasted chickens. Just be sure to check the label. And of course, there's always the homemade route. Roast your own chicken at home using gluten-free spices and enjoy it worry-free. In conclusion, Costco's rotisserie chicken does not contain gluten ingredients, but there is a risk of cross-contamination. For most gluten-sensitive individuals, it's a convenient and relatively safe option. However, those with celiac disease or severe gluten intolerance should weigh the risks carefully and may want to opt for certified gluten-free alternatives. Always read the label, ask questions when needed, and choose what's best for your individual health needs. To get the latest celiac disease news and information, be sure to subscribe to Celiac.com news. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.